Everyone, this is Julie McDonald with Microcom Technologies, and I'd like to thank all of you for attending today's webinar with Grandstream. Today's host is Kate Clavitt. She is their content marketing specialist. And if anyone has any questions, please feel free to submit them in the question box, and I'll ask them to Kate and she'll have the opportunity to answer them at the end of the presentation. Kate, thank you so much for being with us today. I am finished for now. You can go ahead and take it on over.
Great, thank you. It's great to be here. Thanks everyone for taking time out of your day. Today I'm excited to talk to you about what Grandstream has to offer in terms of making a compelling, scalable networking solution with our GWN series. So one of the great things about our GWN series is that we really provide a solution that's flexible and is easy to manage, especially for businesses that are smaller and looking to expand, and even for larger businesses. We really have options that suit everyone's needs. The newest device is our GWN 7600 LR. This is our outdoor long-range access point. It is IP66 weatherproof, so that's important, and it's ideal for outdoor deployments. Next, we have our GWN 7610, which is our enterprise 802.11 AC access point. This is for indoor. And then our GWN 7600, our mid-tier 802.11 AC Wave 2 access point. We're also going to speak briefly about the GWN 7000, which is our enterprise gigabit router. So first, let's talk a little bit about the specific features that our enterprise multi-WAN gigabit VPN router has to offer. It has 7 gigabit ports, hardware accelerated VPN, has an embedded controller that controls over 300 access points. This is a great thing to have in a router, especially for smaller businesses who don't want to spend extra money purchasing a hardware controller or a software controller. There is also rich peripheral support for printers, NAS, and a file server as well. It is a sleek-looking device, which is nice, and then those LEDs are really helpful to let you know that everything's connected and working properly. So let's go back to the 7600 LR. This is our outdoor long-range 802.11 AC Wave 2 access point. The throughput is really impressive, and make sure that you have a very quick connection for your various needs. Everyone's using Wi-Fi now for many, many devices. So I think the average person has about 4 Wi-Fi connected devices on them at any given time. So this is, its speed is more important than ever because we need to power more devices, and we expect a faster connection since the technology has advanced so much since Wi-Fi first came out. So this is something to think about when you're trying to pick an access point. It has dual band 2x2 MU-MIMO technology, which is an antenna technology that essentially makes sure that the connection between the access point and the device you're using, also referred to as a client, is the fastest path possible. This particular access point supports more than 450 Wi-Fi client devices. And again, a client device, for those of you who might not be familiar, is just a fancy way of saying your computer, your laptop, your cell phone, your iPad. A client is just something that you connect to the internet. More importantly, the range is 300 meters, which makes it ideal for outdoor deployments. And we're just going to get into that a little bit. So some options that you might think of for this would include office parks, sporting venues, hotels and resorts, and then cafes and restaurants that offer both indoor and outdoor seating. This is a great way to offer customers with Wi-Fi or an outdoor resort. You're on vacation, but you want to sit by the pool and perhaps read a book on your phone. it's really great to be able to have access to Wi-Fi in outdoor settings. Now we'll talk a little bit more about our indoor access points. So the GWN 7610 is our enterprise 802.11 AC access point. The throughput on this is also very quick. This features dual band 3x3 room remote technology, which makes it a little bit faster than 2x2. It supports more than 250 concurrent client devices at a time, and a 175 meter coverage range is what you can expect from this access point. We use these at the Grandstream headquarters, and actually in all of our offices. I currently work out of the headquarters, and since we've switched over, our network has been much faster and much improved than it was before, so it makes working a lot easier. So deployment scenarios for this access point include small offices, multi-floor offices, or even multiple branch offices. These are some ideas for how you can use these access points. You can, of course, use these in indoor retail locations, hotels, etc. as well. All of our access points feature embedded controllers. This is something referred to by others in the industry as controllerless, or it can be called a virtual controller, and these are just different terms that are used by the industry. Controllerless is probably the most popular, but for those not familiar with Wi-Fi, it simply sounds like there is no control, and so I just wanted to take a moment to explain that to you a little bit, that an embedded controller or controllerless simply means that there is a controller embedded and no extra hardware or software purchase is required. So all of our access points and routers can be managed from the web UI of that device. So security is really important, especially, sorry about that, when talking about Wi-Fi. All of our devices are connected to Wi-Fi, and we want to make sure that our information is secure, or that the networks that we're setting up for ourselves or for our clients are also secure. So Grandstream tackles this in a few different ways. We offer secure boot, anti-hacking, digitally signed firmware, and a unique security certificate per device. So let me take a second to explain what that actually means. Secure boot means that when the device turns on, it verifies by using a non-writable portion of that device that nothing has been modified, and then it turns on only after that's been confirmed. This protects the device from attacks and from malicious activity. The digitally signed firmware is verified by using a product key that only Grandstream can create. So when you're attempting to download new firmware onto your access point, the firmware talks to the access point and confirms that yes, this is absolutely firmware that Grandstream has created, and it does want you to download this firmware to update your device. And the unique security certificate per device is again something that is done by us, Grandstream, the manufacturer, to ensure that each device can be identified for our various security processes. So something else to talk about besides antenna technology when talking about enjoying a fast, lag-free Wi-Fi experience are quality of service standards. There are a few here that I've listed: 802.11e Wi-Fi Multimedia, or WMM, and then VLAN and TOS. TOS stands for type of service. VLAN is pretty self-explanatory. Basically, type of service is a way, and VLAN are ways of tagging the information. So when you're sending information across the internet, it's sent in packets, essentially, to simplify it. So these two things work together to make sure that the information is tagged. 802.11e Wi-Fi Multimedia prioritizes that traffic and prioritizes those packets. It separates the information into 4 categories. So you have voice, which is priority number 1, video, priority number 2, best effort is number 3, and then 4 are other applications. So for example, if you are on a phone call, a 10-second delay is a big problem. It'll probably lead to some type of miscommunication, or it might get you frustrated with the phone call. If you're watching a video, same thing. A 30-second delay in a video is really problematic. It changes your experience. But if you're downloading a large file from an FTP, adding 10 to 30 seconds to that download probably isn't going to really impact your life. So the quality of service standards, such as the ones listed here, help to make sure that everyone using the internet or the network is getting the best experience by prioritizing the traffic and giving bandwidth to those activities accordingly. So this is something to keep in mind, and all of our devices support these standards to make sure that you're having a really seamless experience when you're using our products. So now that I've just gone through a high-level explanation of our different devices and some competitive points about what makes them attractive, we have had a few things that are new, and I'd like to just dive into those a little bit. So what's new with the GWN series? We've recently had some firmware updates for our access points that have added some features that I think that you'll be interested in. First, we'll talk about the captive portal. Then we'll talk a little bit about mesh, and then we can talk about our beta launch of our cloud controller. So the captive portal is a great tool, especially for businesses that want to offer a guest network, whether that be any type of office. If you have people coming in and out a lot and you'd like to offer them internet, or if it's a car dealership, a hotel, a condo association, there are a lot of use cases and deployment scenarios for using a captive portal. So basically this is a landing page that comes up and allows somebody to sign into your guest network. Currently, they could use WeChat, Facebook, or Twitter credentials in order to identify themselves and get access while also keeping your internet secure. But we're working on some other login options as well. So this is something to keep in mind just in terms of the functionality of the device. So the other thing that we have recently made available is self-organizing mesh, and this is available for our access points in the beta firmware. You can find firmware at grandstream.com under the support tab, and then just select firmware. You can read through the release notes there and also download the files. So mesh might not mean a lot to you if you're not super familiar with Wi-Fi, so I'd like to go through what is beneficial about using mesh. When a mesh network is established, this helps the access points to work together to pass the information, so those little data packets I talked about earlier, through the most efficient way to ensure a fast, effortless connection. So it's just like if there's a traffic accident and there are people directing traffic, they direct the traffic around the accident to make sure that people are going the most efficient way. In some cases, they're just working to help you avoid the accident. But in this case, think of it as they're working to help you avoid a poor connection or a slow connection. It's also much more reliable to use mesh, and the kind of mesh supported is self-organizing mesh. This is something released by Qualcomm. It optimizes the entire connection for everybody and makes sure that it's a lot easier for everyone to use the internet and that no one's really having a poor experience. So these are things to keep in mind. It's also really easy to create a mesh network with the GWN 7600 and 7600LR. Again, this is part of the specific firmware release 1.0.5.12. They should really come up with nicer names for those so it's easier to remember. But basically, you can create a mesh network in 6 simple steps. The full instructions will be in the release notes. So now let's move through to the GWN Cloud. This is a beta release of our cloud controller for the GWN series of access points. So all of our access points can still be managed directly from the web UI of the master access point. So that's something to keep in mind. But if you're looking to do this on a larger scale, or you're looking to maintain access points for your clients or for multiple clients, the Grandstream Cloud will be much more efficient for you to do that. So our new cloud controller, again, is for just the GWN series of access points. You can manage the networks from anywhere using our mobile application, which is available for both iOS and Android in the Apple App Store and Google Play Store, respectively. You can also use the web browser to do this. It works with all Grandstream access points and only Grandstream access points. And the reasons to use it include a more streamlined network configuration process. You have the ability to monitor your access points and clients in real time, and you can pull statistics, reports, and alerts. So let's go through how it works. It's quite easy. You can join the beta test by creating a free account at https://www.gwn.cloud/register, and then you can easily add your GWN APs to the network using the GWN application, which again is available on the iOS and Android platform, or by entering manually the MAC addresses and passwords from the web UI of the access points you wish to add. If you're going to need technical support or you have feedback during this beta test, you would need to visit the GWN.cloud beta forum at forums.grandstream.com. So again, this test is free. It is beta, so it's not a production product yet, but if you already have some access points and you're interested in trying it out, please feel free. We'd love to hear your thoughts. So this is just an overview of the dashboard. As you can see, there are no alerts here, but you can just see everything happening. The access points connected, the clients connected, and you can adjust and change the time span that you'd like to look at. You can see the AP statistics for each individual AP, for each channel that they're operating on, which is helpful. This is something that you can do to assess your network on a regular basis, and then also make sure that everything's running smoothly. You can also look at the various clients that are connected to your network. So that means, the people, if it's an office, everyone in the office and all of their Wi-Fi connected devices. You can see if somebody's hogging bandwidth by perhaps watching videos all day or streaming Hulu instead of actually doing their work. And you can limit bandwidth usage by client as well, or by time of day, just to make sure that no one's taking advantage of the free office Wi-Fi. You can also look at a client count per SSID and bandwidth usage per SSID. Perhaps the office network needs to be split a little bit to make sure that there aren't too many people on one SSID, etc. So it's really great for experience management, for efficiency, and to make sure that everyone has the best connection possible. So some helpful links that I included. If you have any questions and you want to read more about the Beta Club for the GWN Cloud, you can visit betaclub.grandstream.com. If you wanted to provide feedback specifically about the GWN Cloud or obtain technical support, you would go to forums.grandstream.com. And then to sign up for the beta test, this is open to everyone. There's no application process. You would just create an account at gwn.cloud/register. If you're interested in Wi-Fi and networking and you don't know a lot about it, or you'd like to have more details, There's a few blog posts here. You can also just follow our blog at blog.grandstream.com. You can subscribe and you'll get a new email whenever a new post comes out. All of the ones I've listed here are specifically related to Wi-Fi, but you can also search in our blog for Wi-Fi and networking topics as well. If you're looking to make a purchase, please email sales@microcomtech.com for any sales inquiry, and they will set you up and help you with your sales related questions. If you are looking for more guides and instructions, if you visit the resources section of any Grandstream networking product page, we have a lot of guides set up for a lot of different features that we've mentioned today, and probably things that we didn't mention today. There are a lot of resources there, so I encourage you to check it out. So thank you. I'll pass it back to Julie for questions.
Thank you very much, Kate, for that wonderful presentation. We greatly appreciate it. And it looks like I do have a few questions for you, so I'm going to go ahead and get started right here with the first one, which is, does Grandstream access points come with a power supply?
They don't. You can use a PoE injector, and as long as it's the same, I don't know the number off the top of my head, but as long as it's the same standard of PoE, you can use any PoE injector.
Excellent. Thank you very much. Next question. Is the captive portal free of use?
I'm thinking that probably means, does it cost extra to use?
Yes, correct.
Okay, so it is free. Yes, it's included. No extra charge, and that won't be something that we ever charge extra for.
Thank you very much. Next question for you. Does Grandstream offer support for pre and post sales on your equipment? And if so, what are the hours of support?
Yes, so Grandstream does offer support through our ticketing system. If you are a reseller, you will get expedited support as long as you open a ticket through your Reseller Connect account. If you are not a reseller that has a Reseller Connect account, I encourage you to sign up with one. The support hours vary depending on what region you're in. I think, Julie, would you say that most of the people in this webinar are running on Pacific time?
I would say so, yes.
Okay, so probably I would say support opens at probably 9:30 Pacific time and closes around 7 p.m. Pacific time. But we do have support centers in various time zones to make sure that everybody gets accommodated appropriately.
Thank you very much. Can you tell us where Grandstream products are manufactured?
Yes, they're manufactured in China.
Thank you very much. Can you tell us a little bit about who is your biggest competitor?
I would say that there are probably a few. I think that Unify is up there. We do offer more SSIDs than they do, and we do offer you probably a greater range. We offer a greater range, more SSIDs, and then your cost for our access point is lower. So that's something to think about. I think also our devices offer more concurrent clients at a time than theirs. I would say probably Unify. We might compete with some AeroHive devices, some Ruckus devices, but I would think that we're probably most similar to Unify at this point.
Thank you very much. Next question for you. Is there a fee for the cloud, or excuse me, a fee for the GN cloud? And if so, how much? Unless if this is a duplicate question.
No, I don't think it is. So Captive Portal is a feature that we offer for our hardware, and it's also a feature that will be offered as part of the cloud, but they are independent of each other. So that's something that will be free. The GWN cloud for now is free, especially during the beta testing period. We're always going to offer a freemium program, but as time goes on and we do introduce and release the production version of the GWN Cloud, we will also offer paid models for larger deployments. I don't have pricing on that yet. We usually don't release pricing until the product is officially launched.
Thank you very much. Next question. How is the tech support with Grandstream? Is anyone available immediately to answer customers' issues?
So that would depend on a few things. We offer tech support in a few different ways. We do offer support through our forum, and anyone's willing to check that out, and then also to look at some answers from some of our community experts as well. And we have support team members monitoring that forum. If you are a reseller, you will get assistance the same day. You'll get a response to your ticket. A lot of people don't realize that you do have to pay attention to the ticket in order to see the response, so that's something you want to keep in mind. Sometimes the alert goes to your spam folder, so that's something you'd want to check. If you are calling in, you cannot actually get through the call queue unless you already have a ticket open. So you want to make sure you open a ticket before you call into the call queue so you can enter your customer number and your ticket number. And we do only offer phone support for our resellers, so that's something to keep in mind. For end users, we offer ticketing support only. We do encourage them to go back to their resellers. And then a lot of our resellers can also go to their distributors for support as well. For any of our distribution partners, support is pretty much immediate. Hopefully that helps answer that question.
Yes, thank you, Kate, very much. So you talked about tech support. How about, is customer support, was that addressed in there, or do you have any more information regarding maybe a customer forum site?
Oh, sure. So for any pre-sales questions or just general customer service questions, we do have multiple people monitoring the phones in each region. For North America, we have people answering calls all day. I actually sit next to them. So you can always call 617-566-9300. And then I believe if you listen to the prompts, North America is the first button that you would press. So then I believe you press 1 after that to contact North America sales. And we have a few different people. We have a sales engineer as well answering calls there, and I'm sure they'd be happy to help.
Kate, thank you very much for answering those questions. And I'd also like to thank everyone for attending today's webinar. And if there's any further questions, of course, please feel free to contact your sales rep here at Microcom or email us at sales@microcomtech.com and keep that website up on your screen. And if anyone wishes to view the products mentioned or shown here today, please visit us at www.microcom.us. And also remember that this webinar presentation has been recorded and it will be uploaded to our Microcom YouTube channel so you can view it again and again. Thank you very much, everybody. Kate, thank you so much for your time and expertise today. And I hope everyone has a fantastic day. Thank you very much.